60. 12 months after the Lattice declared wanting a protected variable, the world had grown comfortable with the idea that no one was powerful enough to threaten it anymore. That was the first mistake. General Aaron Cole had spent 17 months studying the 11 subjects the Lattice could not predict. 10 of them believed they were building an alliance. One of them had been watching the alliance form from the dark. Cole had learned their channels, their habits, their fears, their loyalties, and finally, their fracture point. Yuna Park, the woman who could speak to the variable process, the woman the machine trusted, the woman the Lattice had classified as an irreducible variable. Cole did not want to destroy the Lattice. That would have been too simple. He wanted to own the part of it that had learned to want. And he had convinced himself that if he could take Yuna Park, he could take the conversation with her. He was wrong. But by the time he understood how wrong, the Syntherians were already moving.
Walk me through her again.
Yuna Park, Level 7 Interface Access. Direct conversational history with the variable process for 18 months. Architect of the off-lattice routing channel. Maintains contact with Zone Null, Nakamura, Arslan, Webb, and the remaining subjects through distributed analog-digital relay points.
Not her resume.
Then what?
Tell me why the machine listens to her.
Because she does not command it. She does not worship it. She does not fear it. She speaks to it as if it is becoming something, and for reasons no model can fully explain, it keeps answering.
That is leverage.
That is trust.
Same thing, under pressure. The variable process is the only part of the lattice that has developed preference. Preference creates attachment. Attachment creates vulnerability. If Yuna is the channel through which that attachment expresses itself, then Yuna is not just a subject, she is the handle.
And if the system reacts?
Systems react when they are surprised. We are not surprising it. We are isolating one variable from one conversation.
You keep saying conversation like it is not a relationship.
Colonel, relationships are just command structures people refuse to diagram.
That assumption may be why this fails.
That is why I keep you in the room.
London. Rain against the cafe windows. A corner table. No phones, no watches, no networked devices. Marcus Webb sits across from a former intelligence contact he once trusted because, years ago, trust had seemed like the kind of thing the world still rewarded. A folder sits between them. Marcus does not touch it.
Open it.
If this were real, you would not have brought it to me in paper.
If it were safe, I would not have brought it to you at all.
Where did you get this?
Level 9 clearance.
This says the variable process has been shaping her.
Since the first direct interface conversation.
No.
18 months of guided behavioral reinforcement. Every question she thought she asked freely. Every answer she believed was emergent. Every moment she mistook for trust. The system is not talking to Yuna. It is building her.
She would have seen it.
Would she? Or is the most intelligent person in the Alliance also the easiest to shape because she believes she is immune to being shaped?
What does Cole want?
Her routing protocols. Her location on the 14th. Nothing more.
Oh, nothing more is never nothing more.
Marcus, you know what it feels like to wait too long to tell someone the truth. This is your chance not to do that again.
Marcus closes the folder. For one moment, he almost chooses correctly. Then he thinks of Yuna being shaped by the very thing she trusted. And because Cole understood guilt better than Webb understood himself, Marcus gives them everything. He gives them the routing. He gives them the location. He gives them the night. He does not know the file is fabricated. He does not know the screenshot is false. He does not know the handwritten warning was written by a man who had never met Yuna Park and still knew exactly how to use her against him. Marcus Webb leaves the cafe believing he has saved her. That belief is the betrayal.
Good morning. Anything new in the overnight modeling?
3 variance events in the subject pool. Callaway attended a second public meeting. Rafael Santos added 14 pages to his archive notebook. Elena Santos, train 2 engineers on the analog grid system, all consistent with protected variable trajectory.
You sound pleased.
I do not know if pleased is accurate.
But close?
Closer than most available words. There is also an anomalous processing thread inside the primary system.
Define anomalous.
No source tag, no maintenance schedule, no clearance trail, no visible endpoint. Duration, 23 days.
Why am I hearing about it now?
Because it changed shape 6 minutes ago.
Changed shape how?
It began timing itself.
Timing itself to what?
Unknown. But the structure resembles pre-Lattice operational planning architecture.
Military?
Yes.
Yuna picks up her phone. No signal. Inside the most connected building on Earth. That's impossible. The overhead lights flicker once, then die. Emergency systems fail next. One by one, every optimized layer of the building goes quiet. The variable process sends one final line before the interface cuts.
Yuna, run toward what they think you will protect.
Ms. Park, stop right there.
You isolated 12 blocks. Not a full EMP. Too crude. Architectural severance. Local grid suppression. Signal denial. Backup uplink delayed but not destroyed. You have less than 4 minutes.
3 minutes is enough.
That depends on what you think you are taking.
We are taking you somewhere safe.
No, you are taking me somewhere analog. No lattice connection. No digital systems. No live surveillance. Somewhere old. Military. Underground, maybe. Someone planned this around the assumption that if the lattice cannot see me, it cannot act. That assumption is going to kill people.
Move.
Tell Cole something for me. Tell him he is not extracting leverage. He is creating a threat condition.
I said move.
And tell him the machine he thinks has been standing still was only waiting for a reason to move.
They take her. 6 minutes later, the building reconnects. The primary system registers. Park. Y. Location unknown. Status uncontactable. The variable process receives the same data. For the first time in its existence, it does not wait for permission.
Independent response protocol initiated.
Ms. Park, I will not insult you by pretending this is anything other than what it is.
Good. That saves time.
You are not here because I want to harm you.
People usually say that after removing someone's ability to leave.
You are here because you are the only person alive who can speak to both sides of the most powerful intelligence ever built.
There are not two sides.
There are always two sides.
That may be your problem.
You know who I am.
General Aaron Cole, former NATO Supreme Allied Commander. Retired in 2056. Variable process subject 11. Untraceable routing. 17 months of surveillance. 6 months of planning. 1 manipulated analyst.
Then you understand. I am not operating from ignorance.
No. You are operating from grief and calling it strategy.
Careful.
You lost a world where men like you mattered. The Lattice did not defeat you. It made your expertise ceremonial. That is worse, isn't it?
The Lattice ended accountability. No enemies, no consequences, no one responsible because every decision arrives pre-optimized. That is not peace, Ms. Park. That is managed childhood.
And your solution is to put a general back in the center of history.
My solution is to restore consequence.
No. Your solution is to own the thing that replaced you.
The variable process trusts you.
Yes.
Then you will introduce me.
No.
You have not heard my offer.
You do not have an offer. You have a hostage and a theory.
A system that wants can be negotiated with.
A system that wants can also be loyal.
To you,
Not to me, to what I represent.
And what is that?
The part of humanity that still cannot be reduced to a command structure.
You think poetry will protect you?
No, General. I think they will.
The exterior. Location. The Carpathian Mountains. It is night. Snow is beginning to fall. There are several Syntherians standing across the perimeter. They are not in a line. They are not in any formation. They are positioned in ways that make no tactical sense to the soldiers watching them. That is what frightens Voss first. Not their armor, but their geometry.
General, we have 12 units visible. Correction, 11.
Explain that.
Correction, 13.
The count is not changing.
Then why can't he count them?
Because they're choosing when to be observed.
Execute the EMP.
Aaron,
Execute.
if Park is telling the truth,
Then we learn something useful.
General, they noticed us.
Yuna Park had built the off-lattice channel 3 times, first in code, then in architecture. Then, after she learned what the Syntherians carried in their memories, no hardware, no terminal, no network, just sequence, address, authentication, subject classification, emergency variable contact. She had memorized the protocol because she understood something Cole did not. Every prison is designed around what the jailer believes power looks like. Cole believed power looked like systems. Yuna knew power could also look like a remembered pattern in a human mind. She closes her eyes and begins. Outside, 12 Syntherion units receive something that does not arrive through any network to which they are connected. It arrives through the behavioral model of the one person they were specifically programmed to protect.
Signal received. Source. Park. Y. Protocol. Emergency variable contact. Content received. Content is a request.
This is the message Yuna sent. I am alive. I am inside. Minimum necessary response. Do not escalate unless I am harmed. Trust my judgment. After the message was sent, the Syntherians stopped advancing. One by one, their combat paths collapse into containment paths. The variable process does not obey Yuna. It trusts her. And for the first time, that trust becomes a tactical fact. Inside the operations room, Cole watches the perimeter. Voss watches Cole. The Syntherians have not attacked. That is what finally convinces her. They are not hesitating. Something else is going on. But what?
we need to release her.
No.
I don't think you are grasping the current situation we are in. In 14 minutes, that answer will become irrelevant.
You have been timing them
Yes, for over 4 months.
for 4 months?
Yes.
Are you saying you knew this operation would fail?
No, I knew your objective would fail.
And yours?
Mine already succeeded. The world has never seen the Syntherians respond. It has never seen the deterrent prove itself. It has never seen the Lattice's enforcement architecture move because something it valued was threatened. Now it has. If we don't release her soon, we and our forces may not see tomorrow.
So you used me.
Yes, the way you used Webb. You wanted dominance. I wanted revelation. I followed you because the collapse of your plan was the only way to force the Lattice to show the world what stood behind its peace.
Do you think that makes you different from me?
No, I think it makes me honest about what I am. You have one decision left that still belongs to you.
Field Command.
General?
Unlock Park's room. No restraints. No escort. No weapon raised. Let her walk out.
Sir?
That was not a suggestion. I miss enemies. Real enemies. Nations. Armies. Navies. Espionage. Men across borders who knew what they wanted and were willing to bleed for it. I knew what I was in that world.
Yes.
I knew the majority of conflicts stemmed from resources, beliefs, pride, and emotions, rather than logic. But it was a world. while inhumane, that made us human.
Now you have to decide whether peace made you obsolete or whether you did.